Cryptocurrency's nightmare scenario is playing out in real time. Just woke up to the FTX hacker dumping Ethereum. But wait, didn't Reuters report that the hack was actually the Bahamas SEC? Are the Bahamian regulators dumping the Ethereum, or is there confusion on who the hell the hacker is? More information, the FTX hacker is now actively dumping ETH on-chain. He has dumped about 15 million ETH in the past 30 minutes and just prepped a fresh batch of 12 million worth of Ethereum. Still has 270 million worth of ETH in his main wallet. He's selling Ethereum to Wrapped Bitcoin, to Ren Bitcoin, through aggregators like 1inch. You can see the impact of the FTX hacker dumping ETH in real time. Unfortunately, this is a massive amount of ETH and he is just getting started. Still 200,000 ETH in his main wallet. As some pointed out, Ren Bitcoin has limited liquidity, but people are arbing it. This lets the hacker sell more ETH. Basically, this is a nightmare scenario playing out in real time. The FTX hacker is now steadily dumping ETH on-chain. He just loaded up another full clip of 25,000 Ethereum and has another 200,000 Ethereum remaining in his main wallet. 270 million incoming spot ETH sell pressure. There's a lot of unanswered questions here. We need to dig deeper. FTX exploiter converts millions in Ethereum to Alameda-linked Ren Bitcoin tokens. Whoever was behind the 600 million exploit of crypto exchange FTX started exchanging millions of dollars worth of Ether to Ren Bitcoin, a token that represents Bitcoin on other blockchains, early on Sunday. Funds stolen from FTX were steadily converted to Ethereum over the past week, making the exploiter one of the largest holders of Ethereum. This is where it gets interesting. The use of Ren Bitcoin may surprise some in the cryptocurrency space. In 2021, Alameda Research, the Sam Bankman-Fried-owned trading arm at the center of the multi-billion-dollar scandal, said Ren's development team was joining Alameda and would work on expanding Ren's usage to several blockchains. So with the Ren Alameda link, it seems more clear that it is Sam Bankman-Fried or somebody over at FTX who did do the hacking and is presumably now selling the ETH. There is still a question, does this have anything to do with the Bahamas government? Did they order this? Doesn't seem like it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. New information on FTX, Alameda, new information on this comes out every single day. We continue to keep you informed. We post daily videos covering everything going on in the cryptocurrency markets. Subscribers of our channel are smarter, more well-informed investors than the average cryptocurrency participant. Problem number 2. Grayscale, one of the largest holders of Bitcoin, one of the most trusted ways for institutions and accredited investors to get exposure to Bitcoin just by being able to buy a ticker. Like I said, Grayscale is one of the most well-established in the space. Now, the bad news, Grayscale won't share proof of reserves, citing security concerns. Crypto investment firm Grayscale won't show proof of reserves after Bitcoin and Ether products fall to new all-time lows. Quote, due to security concerns, we do not make such on-chain wallet information and confirmation information publicly available through a cryptographic proof of reserve or other advanced cryptographic accounting procedures. Grayscale said this on Twitter Friday afternoon. The firm went on and acknowledged its decision to keep its reserve information private would be a disappointment to some investors. Crypto firms are being pressed to show more information about their reserves after crypto behemoth FTX filed for bankruptcy protection earlier this month. Quote from Grayscale, but panic sparked by others is not a good enough reason to circumvent complex security arrangements that have kept our investors' assets safe for years. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust hit a record low on Thursday, as did its Ethereum product. The firm's parent company, Digital Currency Group, has brushed off contagion fears after the shocking collapse of FTX. At the same time, however, another entity affiliated with Grayscale recently halted withdrawals. Of course, we're talking about Genesis Global Capital, which was a big hit to the crypto space. Think about it like this. Grayscale owns 3.3% of Bitcoin's entire market cap. Luna, who before their collapse was buying a lot of Bitcoin, owned only 80,000 Bitcoin, while Grayscale owns 640,000 Bitcoin. If Grayscale is forced to sell their 640,000 Bitcoin, the price is expected to drop by 46%, which would send us to $8,900 per Bitcoin. Just want to show you how unlikely 10K is. It's actually kind of embarrassing that Grayscale isn't participating in proof of reserves. If they can't secure their on-chain assets after revealing addresses, they aren't qualified to hold institutional money. We should reject this lack of transparency. Send it lower. Another way to think about it, of course, is that Grayscale's assets are custodied at Coinbase. Coinbase and Grayscale trusts are both audited. Barry Silbert, the CEO of Grayscale, would go to prison for fraud along with the board if they were playing with the underlying assets. So probably nothing to worry about, but just something to think about. And for sure, they should be participating in proof of reserves, I think. Real quick, guys, we will be attending and speaking at Dcentral Miami at the end of this month. Get your tickets for this if you haven't already, if you'll be in Miami. Also, next year, we will be attending the Bitcoin conference. Use our code Altcoin Daily for 10% off. Get tickets to this sooner rather than later. They're way cheaper now. This is the biggest Bitcoin conference in the world. You don't want to miss this. And finally, if you have yet to vote for us for the Web3 Influencer Awards, we have been nominated for a few different categories. Make sure you visit the links in the description and vote for us. I'd really appreciate it. Now back to the news. Problem number 3. Joe Biden, the President of the United States, is leading a critical call for game-changing global Bitcoin and crypto regulation after shock FTX collapse. Calls for stricter regulatory control have grown to a cacophony over the last week as the amount of money thought to have been lost by FTX and its sister company Alameda Research reaches eye-popping levels and threatens to engulf the wider crypto market. Now following the latest gathering of the G20 in Indonesia, the leaders of the attending countries called the need for international rules to govern the fast-growing Bitcoin and crypto space critical and said potential risks to financial stability needed to be mitigated. So nothing official yet, but the world leaders are getting together saying, hey, we might need to regulate this Bitcoin and crypto thing even harder. More to come in the future. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Let's keep things real, my friends, because it's not all bad. And actually what we've been seeing with the FTX collapse and Celsius and Three Arrow Capital and everything that's been going on over the past few months is actually signs which you would see near the bottom of a cycle. And there's plenty of reason to think that the bottom of the cycle is going to happen soon. It's possible it's already happened. Either way, very close to the bottom, and there's reason to be bullish going forward. And of course, when you want to really get involved in cryptocurrency, of course, is near the bottom, when there's blood in the streets, fear in the air. Let me give you some reasons to be bullish. The next halving is projected to occur April 2024, the Bitcoin halving. The mining reward will decrease from right now at 6.25 Bitcoin per block to 3.125 Bitcoin per block. Now, efficient market theory would hold that if we all know it's going to happen, then it's got to be priced in. Paraphrasing a line attributed to Warren Buffett on that dogma, the markets are almost always efficient, but the difference between almost and always is 80 billion to me. Thus, even if we think everybody knows something, it doesn't mean there isn't a ton of money to be made. Over the years, we have stressed that the halving is a big event, but it takes years to play out. The typical trough is 1.3 years before the halving, and on average, the market peaks 1.3 years after the halving. The whole process has taken 2.6 years to see the full impact. If history were to repeat itself, the price of Bitcoin would trough at the turn of the year coming up. We would then see a rally into early 2024 and then a strong rally after the actual halving. Obviously, make your own decisions, do your own research. However, my conclusion, the Bitcoin bottom should be very close. In 2015, Bitcoin bottomed 26 months after the previous halving. In 2018, Bitcoin bottomed 29 months after the previous halving. In 2022, Bitcoin is already 30 months after the previous halving. The Bitcoin bottom should be very close. And finally, if I had to show somebody 4 charts to explain why Bitcoin is fine, chart number 1 and chart number 2. Long-term holders are doubling down despite being the most underwater they've ever been. Long-term holder supply is at all-time highs. Chart number 3, blocks continue to be added, meaning that Bitcoin continues to work just fine like it always has, and as it continues to work just fine, it actually gets stronger. Chart number 4, active addresses making higher lows, surely a bullish metric. So, with Bitcoin being at about $16,493 today, with 10K Bitcoin being the number everybody's eyeing, you tell me, where do you think Bitcoin will bottom? Or do you think this is the bottom? My friends, subscribe to the channel, join our team. We post one video every single day in the cryptocurrency market. Like the video if you got value. See you tomorrow.